The Leyland Atlantean is a double-decker bus chassis manufactured by Leyland Motors between 1958 and 1986. It pioneered the design of rear-engined, front-entrance double-deck buses in the United Kingdom, allowing for the introduction of one-man operation buses, dispensing with the need for a bus conductor. In the years immediately following World War II, bus operators in the United Kingdom faced a downturn in the numbers of passengers carried, and manufacturers began looking at ways to economise. A few experimental rear-engine buses had been produced before the war, but none successfully made it beyond the prototype stage. The need to minimise the intrusion of the engine into passenger carrying space was a priority, leading to several underfloor-engine single-deck designs. However, such designs raised the height of the floor of the vehicle, forcing additional steps at the entrance. On double-decker buses, these problems were amplified, causing either an increase in the overall height of the vehicle or an inadequate interior height. In 1952, Leyland began experimenting with ideas for a rear-engine double-decker bus. A prototype was built, with a body by Saunders row, to the maximum permitted width of 7 feet 6 inches. It was fitted with a turbocharged version of the Leyland 0.350 engine, which was transversely mounted at the rear of the subframe. The chassis was a platform-type frame of steel and light alloy with deep-stress side members. An automatic clutch and self-change gearbox were also fitted. The vehicle was designated the PDR-1. In 1956, a second prototype was constructed, this time with a Metro Camel body, and, again equipped with a 0.350 engine fitted across the frame. It had a centrifugal clutch, pneumocyclic gearbox and angle drive. This vehicle was 13 feet 2.75 inches in height, with a 16-foot 2.875-inch wheelbase and overall length of 29 feet 10 inches. And had a seating capacity of 78. Leyland christened this prototype the low loader. Though 2 prototypes were thoroughly tested, the same problem of a front-engine bus remained. They had rear entrances with the space alongside the driver being wasted. An amendment to the construction and use regulations in 1956 saw the maximum length for double-deckers increased to 30 feet, allowing a wider entrance to be located ahead of the front axle. This was initially to allow the driver to supervise boarding, whilst the conductor collected fares, but quickly it became apparent that the design would allow for one-man operation. Leyland took advantage of the new regulation to launch the first prototype Atlantean at the 1956 Commercial Motor Show at Earl's Court Exhibition Centre. Though it featured the front entrance design that would redefine the bus industry, several factors prevented the bus going on the market. The main problem was the high level of engine noise inside the lower saloon, as the engine was still inside the body, with the compartment being used for bench seating. Mechanically, the prototype Atlantean was similar to the low loader with an 0.600 engine transversely mounted at the rear with a pneumocyclic gearbox situated in the rear offside corner providing drive in a straight line from the engine. The Atlantean had a light and strong fabricated frame. Light alloy floor plates were riveted directly to the framework, fulfilling the dual purpose of reinforcing the frame and providing a foundation for the saloon floor. The platform-type subframe concept from the low loader was retained for the prototype. A drop-center rear axle allowed the flat floor, only one step up from ground level, to continue for the full length of the bus. The prototype was demonstrated around the country to various operators. It also had an unregistered sister vehicle, which was used as a test bed. Both were subsequently scrapped. By 1958, Leyland had overcome most of the problems and moved the engine to a rear-mounted compartment outside the main body, and the first production Atlantean PDR-1/1, with a 16-foot 3-inch wheelbase, was launched at the 1958 Commercial Motor Show. It had simpler mechanical specification than the prototype, with conventional front and rear axles, leaf springs all round and a channel section frame. Glasgow Corporation, James of Amanford and Wallasey Corporation each put their first example of the type into service in December 1958.